Hello. I wrote a script for a movie. It's very long. It's 108 pages. Look at the video length. Look how long this is. It's a whole dang movie. I got some people together to read it out on a Google Meets thing. Uh, so it's a little loose. It's not like super professional. People mess up a little bit of the time, but that's okay. We're going with the flow. There might be like one or two typos in there around somewhere. I fixed most of them, I think, but there might be like a couple little ones that I missed.
Is that supposed to say cushioned?
Hmm? Where?
Is that supposed to say cushioned
Most
or?
likely. Anyway, I wrote a very long thing. It's the length of a movie. You can see that it's the length of a movie. Enjoy this. I wrote it over the past year. It is a first draft, so things might change if I keep working on it, but I wanted to put it out there and kind of have like a final product. Oh, also, a small warning. So, in the small right corner, a box might pop up at some point and go ping. Google Meetings has an hour long time limit on the meetings, and I didn't want to pay for premium. So we stopped and restarted when we ran out of time. All of that, you got it. You understand what's happening. You understand what we're doing here. Enjoy the read for my quote unquote movie.
Scene 1. Janitor's closet. The lights are off in the closet. The room is barely visible. We can barely make out the cleaning supplies on the shelves. The sound of snoring can be heard emerging from the darkness. Miles, 17, a stereotypical rebellious artsy kid, is slumped over on the floor. He is asleep. Suddenly, a knock on the door. Miles is jolted awake.
I'm busy. Don't come in.
Miles springs to his feet, turns on the light, and fumbles with the doorknob. Bottles of pills fall out of his pockets. He accidentally unlocks the door, allowing the intruder to push the door slightly open.
Hey,
Miles slams his body against the door, holding it shut.
I'm cleaning in here right now.
Let me in, kid. I got a mop.
The gruff voice of the janitor, 65, a disgruntled older man with sad eyes, emanates from beyond the closet. Miles tries to gather all of the prescription bottles without taking his weight off the door.
Yeah. Just wait a few seconds.
Now?
Actually, just wait 1 second though.
Miles is still trying his best to gather his contraband.
I'm getting Mr. Harrison.
Yeah.
Miles processes what the janitor just said.
Wait, no, don't.
Scene 2, hallway. Miles bursts out of the janitor's closet and assesses his surroundings. Miles' eyes lock onto the target. The janitor is talking to Mr. Harrison, a stern and imposing man who stands with the slouch of a teacher who hates children. Miles turns away, pulls his hood over his head, and speed walks down the hall and around a corner. Mr. Harrison marches towards the now empty closet. He pokes his head in the door and looks around.
Are you in there?
Mr. Harrison exits the closet.
He isn't in there.
Mr. Harrison lifts his hand to cover his mouth with an almost robotic precision and lets out 3 succinct coughs.
Well, it appears the child has vanished.
The janitor picks up one of the pill bottles that Miles left behind and shows it to Mr. Harrison.
Ah, well, that definitely checks out. I bet this isn't the first time he's done this. You know, whatever his name is, with the poor person clothes.
Janitor's face shows a twinge of pain. Mr. Harrison does not notice.
I think his name is Miles.
Yeah, that mild kid. He keeps vanishing. It's really getting on my nerves, to be honest. I have to talk to the little shit.
Mr. Harrison catches himself and clears his throat.
That kid. I'm gonna talk to that kid.
You shouldn't be working around children.
Stupid person says what?
What?
Ha!
Mr. Harrison actually says the word ha instead of laughing. Miles pokes his head around the corner, observing the faculty's childish squabbling. He works very hard to stifle his laughter. Suddenly, a hand lands on Miles' shoulder. Miles, startled by the unexpected contact, rolls around to see the grinning face of Sam, an optimistic kid with ambitions of stardom.
Hey,
Dude, Jesus Christ, man. Don't just grab someone like that.
I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Sam's normal, exaggerated, jovial expression fades for a moment, his eyes filling with equally cartoonish concern.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Miles composes himself and takes a deep breath.
Just maybe don't jump out randomly like that.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's fine. What do you want?
Sam's goofy smile returns to his face.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure we're still on for our little...
He carefully looks to his left and right, checking to make sure that no one is listening. To his left there is only a wall, but this fact does not stop Sam from carefully inspecting the few inches between him and the wall for eavesdroppers.
Get together.
Sam puts air quotes around the words, get together.
Yep, like I said,
Where we're gonna exchange things.
yeah, I know, and like I said,
Not allowed things.
Miles sighs with frustration.
I'm gonna give you money for drugs.
are you done?
Adderall.
Very good, Sam. Meet me at 7 tomorrow, where we discussed. See you then.
Miles hastily starts walking towards the exit. We see him walk past Alice, a kind-eyed student with crutches and a boot, comforting Janet, a girl in cheerleaders' uniforms who look like she's been crying. Miles greets her for a silent wave. Alice smiles and waves back before refocusing on her companion. Just slightly down the hall, Ethan, an introverted kid with problematic tendencies, is gawking at the cheerleaders from behind his locker.
Hey, Ethan.
Ethan doesn't react.
Ethan, everyone can see you staring. Stop being a creep.
Ethan closes his locker. It's plastered from top to bottom with pictures of Alice. He scurries away. Miles makes it to the front door of the school and stops. He takes a deep breath and steps outside. Miles walks down the school steps. The other side of the street is dotted with nice suburban housing. Between two of the houses, directly across from the doors of the school, there lies a large open sinkhole. Behind the sinkhole, there is a large grassy hill with a single tree at the top. Miles makes his way towards the tree on the hill. He maneuvers his way around the sinkhole and saunters to the top. He looks down on the people exiting the school. They split up into their cliques and talk with one another. Sam pirouettes his way through the door and dances to a song no one else can hear. Alice is walking with Janet. Alice gives her a hug, holding her tightly for a few moments before letting go. Alice wipes the tears from Janet's eyes. Miles smiles. Miles takes out a small black notebook. Inside, he draws a beautiful illustration of Alice holding her friend. At the bottom of the drawing, he writes, "Aw, look at you two." He looks back at the people standing in front of the school. Everyone except Sam is looking up at the sky. Miles looks up. The moon is bigger than normal. No, not bigger, closer. Miles squints his eyes. The moon is steadily inching towards the earth. Miles walks forward to get a better look. He trips. He tumbles down the hill, notebook in hand. Okay, front of the school. A group of students are standing in the street, looking up at the sky. Among them are Freddy, a tall, scrawny redhead kid, Jimmy, a short emo kid, and Bobby, the most generic Under Armour wearing high school student to ever live.
What do you think is going on?
I think that this is it.
What do you mean?
The apocalypse, you know? Armageddon? Doomsday? The end of time.
Relax. It's not the end of the world.
While they talk, Miles falls down the hill and into the open sinkhole. Nobody notices him. Bobby is running around screaming.
It's the end of the world.
Freddy goes from looking amused to looking concerned.
Huh?
In the sinkhole, Miles manages to hit the ground feet first. He does not land gracefully. Both legs snap in opposite directions on contact. His bones shoot out through his knees. He screams. After a few seconds of writhing in pain, he passes out. Miles awakens to overwhelming pain. He looks down at his mangled legs and realizes what happened to him. He shouts.
Help! Help me, please. I can't move. I don't know how long ago I fell down here, but I'm stuck. I can't feel my legs. Please, can anybody hear me? Somebody help.
His voice is hoarse from the constant shouting, but he continues to make noise with his broken voice.
Anybody, please. My voice hurts. Everything hurts. I don't want to die here.
Hello?
Sam, is that you? I need you to call 911 or something. Sam, are you there? Sam, get me out of.
Match cut 2. He stares at the sky, void of any energy. His voice is almost entirely gone. He struggles with every word.
Here, please. I need help. I'm so hungry. I don't know what I need. I just don't want to be alone right now. I want someone to be with me. I don't want to die here all by myself. I don't want...
Match cut 2. Miles is sobbing quietly. He holds himself. No one will ever hold him again. Match cut 2. Miles is no longer sobbing. Some would say that he's laughing, but the noise he makes is not laughter. He is simply emitting noise. He cannot do anything else. Match cut 2. Now Miles starts to laugh. The inherent comedic value of the situation is clear to him. Match cut 2. Miles is silent. He looks towards the sky with a slight smile. It's raining. Alice is next to him, covered in ashes and mud. She takes his hand.
What happened to you?
Miles has no reaction. Match cut 2. Miles is alone again. He doesn't look like he really understands what's happening anymore. His notebook is gone. He closes his eyes and smiles. He's enveloped in a flash of light. Everything goes dark. Sam stands at his locker. He's tense, preparing for something. His breathing is steady, he is in control, and he's practiced for whatever is coming. Sam closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. The silence is broken by the sound of a trumpet. Sam taps his foot. More instruments join in, strings, percussions, more horns. The music gets more and more energetic, more intense. Sam spins around with a ridiculous grin and begins to sing. Sam's world is a full-fledged musical. Sam leads the 1960s-style musical number as other students dance around him. They twirl around in colorful outfits with highly choreographed movements. Sam is dancing alongside them. Every movement is perfect. Sam twirls into... He leaps onto the teacher's desk, grabs an apple from his pocket, shines it on his shirt, and places it down. From there, he bounds out of the classroom by jumping across the student's desk. People sitting at the desk are barely dodging Sam's ridiculous dancing. Sam twirls into the middle of the hall and dramatically stops. The halls go dark and a spotlight appears on Sam. Then all of a sudden, Sam is on stage, performing as Wild Bill Hickok. He forgets his lines. Back to reality, Sam shakes off the fantasy. Sam dances up to Miles from behind and places his hands on Miles' shoulder. Miles whirls around. The musical number pauses.
Dude, Jesus Christ, man. Don't just grab someone like that.
I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Sam's normal expression, exaggerated expression fades for a moment, his eyes filling with cartoony concern.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Miles takes a deep breath.
Just maybe don't jump out randomly like that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine. What do you want?
Sam's goofy smile returns to his face.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure we were still on for our little...
He nervously looks around.
get together.
Sam puts air quotes around the words, get together.
Yep, like I said.
Well, we're gonna exchange things.
Yeah, I know, and like I said.
Not allowed things.
Miles sighs with frustration.
I'm gonna give you money for drugs.
Are you done?
Adderall.
Very good, Sam. Meet me at 7 tomorrow where we discussed. See you then.
Musical number resumes and Sam gets a running start, bursting through the front doors of the school. Sam prances into the street, background dancers filing out of the doors behind him. One by one, the dancers stop and turn to look at something lurking above the school. Sam turns around.
What's going on with you guys?
Behind Sam, Miles tumbles down the hill and into a sinkhole. Janet notices Sam's question and approaches him.
What do you mean, what's going on with you guys?
I mean, what's going on with you guys?
Sam, look at the sky. We're all pretty reasonably interested in this.
Sam looks up at the sky. The moon is getting closer. The color leaves Sam's face. His smile starts to fade.
What? I don't understand. I don't get what's going on right now.
Janet grabs Sam.
Hey, don't get all weird about this. It's probably just a weird space thing. Weird space things happen all... No one's gonna die just because the moon is big.
Okay, because I don't want anything to mess up the big show. And I just want to make sure that this definitely isn't a big deal.
Sam, the show is gonna be fine. Don't worry.
Promise?
Promise. Not the end of the world.
Bobby is running around screaming.
It's the end of the world!
Sam ignores Bobby's prophetic shrieking as his cartoonish grin reattaches itself to his face.
Got it.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm gonna go now. You sure you're okay?
Yep.
Okay, see ya.
Don't forget to practice all your stuff.
Sam, I'm playing a tumbleweed.
No small parts, Janet. No small parts.
Sam gets on his bike and rides away from the school. Sam whistles a tune while he happily bikes home. The birds whistle with him. West Midskirt is a perfectly stereotypical American suburb. Luscious lawns, comfortable housing, and nothing natural as far as the eye can see. Many of the perfect lawns have people standing on them, enamored with the approaching moon. Sam seems to barely notice them as he cheerfully rides past. In front of one house, a child cries while their parents try to comfort them. And in front of another, an elderly couple look at the sky from their lawn chairs and hold each other's hands. Yet another holds a family barbecue, completely unbothered by the slowly approaching doomsday. Sam pays no mind to any of them. Sam arrives at his house, a building that paradoxically manages to stand out from the neighborhood by being unremarkable. Sam cheerfully opens the door and steps inside.
Home.
Sam's dad, age 48, a cheerful, mustached man with a pipe and fashion from the 50s, walks down the stairs.
Oh, hello there, son.
Hey, Dad.
Sam's mom, age 45, an always smiling 40s housewife holding a tray of cookies, emerges from the kitchen.
Hi there, Sammy.
Sam's other dad, age 42, a stoic businessman pulled straight from the 30s, walks in the door behind Sam.
Hey there, champ.
Hey, Dad.
Sam's other mom, age 39, 1920s farmhand, bursts out of a cabinet.
Nerds, Sammy boy is home.
Sam, you're one of the super Murgatroyd fella, you know that?
You don't give anyone any Akamaracus.
You don't take any wooden nickels.
And on top of everything else, you're a ducky shin cracker as well.
Shucks, guys, you don't have to say all that.
Sam,
You're the bee's
The bee's
knees.
you're the bee's knees, the eel's ankles, the monkey's eyebrows,
Monkey's
the
eyebrows.
center of our world,
Center of
Sam.
our world.
The cream of the crop,
You're the
Sam. We
cream
all
of the
love you
crop,
with all
Sam.
of our
We
hearts.
love you with all our hearts.
Give me the crop.
All of you are the best.
Sam, have I ever told you how you were born?
Can you tell me again?
Sam's parents stand in line and sing. In a flashback, we see two rooms side by side. The room on the left holds Sam's mom, who's currently going through labor, and Sam's dad. The room on the right contains the same scenario, but with Sam's other mother and father. Both women give birth, and their babies are wheeled out of the room. And as soon as they leave the room, the nurses that were wheeling the two babies start loudly arguing with one another. The nurse who took the baby on the left tries to take the baby from the right. The other nurse tries to take the baby from the left. After a small scuffle, they both lose the grip at the same time and fall to the ground, causing one of the babies to roll away at shocking speed. It rolls through the hallway, through their front door, into the street, and down an exit ramp, and onto a small dirt road next to a forest. The NICU hits a small rock and the baby is flung into the woods. The nurses look on in horror as the other baby gently rolls into a wall unscathed. They stand and compose themselves before delivering the news. All of Sam's future family members break into tears. Sam's four parents arrive at a house with a big sold sign in the yard. Baby Sam is being carried in a wicker basket. They smile at each other and walk inside. Back in the present day, Sam is being carried to bed. All four of his parents kiss him on the forehead and then kiss each other. Sam looks out his window and sees the moon looming outside. He's significantly larger than before.
Mom? Dad? Dad? Mom?
Yes, dear?
Yes, dear?
I think that something might be really wrong with the moon.
I would worry
I
about it
wouldn't
too
worry about it too much. It's just big. Being big never hurt anyone.
But it's like really big.
Sam, everything is going to be okay. Don't get all worked up over a big rock in the sky.
Stress is bad for your vocal cords, pumpkin. Don't strain yourself too much before you go.
You're right. It's nothing. Good night.
Sam's parents leave the room. Sam closes the blinds. Sam leaps out of bed and quickly gets ready for school. He puts on his backpack and runs out the door.
Bye, Sam.
Bye, Sam.
Bye, Sam.
Bye.
Sam checks his watch. It's 6:58 a.m. He runs up the hill with the tree and listens to the soundtrack of his musical while he waits. After waiting for about half an hour, he pauses his music and looks around. After waiting a few more moments, he shrugs his shoulders and makes his way down the hill, resuming his music.
Classic forgetful Miles.
As he makes his way past the sinkhole, we can faintly hear Miles' screams. Sam bursts through the doors and marches to the auditorium. Music cue, I Can Do Without You by Paul Francis Webster and Sammy Fain. Sam hums along with the song. Sam struts into the auditorium and drags parts of a shoddy cardboard set out onto the stage. The poorly executed cardboard creations vaguely resemble the inside of a stereotypical saloon. There are also far too many cardboard tumbleweeds adorning the stage. Sam gets into his costume, a brightly colored cowboy outfit with way too many frills, and makes his way onto the stage. He starts singing his parts that I Can Do Without You, syncing up with the music cue. As the song ends, Sam looks around at the empty seats.
Where the heck is everyone?
Sam, still in his ridiculous cowboy outfit, starts searching the school for the other cast members of the play. The whole building is quieter than it should be. Sam takes out his phone and calls Janet. She picks up immediately.
Sam?
Her voice is shaky. It sounds like she's about to cry.
Oh my god, Sam. I'm so sorry I haven't called you. I don't know, I haven't really been able to think at all or do anything. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. Rehearsal's extra long today because the show is tomorrow. Just get over here as fast as you can.
What?
Oh, and do you know where everyone else is? Nobody was at rehearsal today.
Oh god. Do you not know?
Know what?
Sam.
Sam straightens his posture, despite the fact that his posture was already perfect.
Is there a bug going around?
What?
Like, did all you get sick?
No, Sam.
So everybody's gonna be too sick to do the show tomorrow?
Nobody's sick. The moon.
Alright, Janet, if everyone's sick, then I have to go. I need to get a whole new cast together and get them to learn their lines and the blocking, and then it's gonna be a whole thing. Bye.
Wait,
Sam hangs up the phone before she can say anything else. Sam's whole body is slightly more tense than normal. His breaths are quick and shallow. His face shows no sign of distress. We hear the door of the school open. Sam whirls around and makes his way to the door. Another musical number begins, this time about how the show must go on. Sam twirls around while he sings. He spots Jimmy and Freddy walking through the front door.
Hey, can either of you sing?
What?
A lot of people just dropped out of my show, and I need a lot of new people and fast.
Now?
The show must go on.
What the hell are you talking about?
Is that a yes?
No.
No.
Okay, on to the next one.
What's wrong with you?
Sam walks away and continues his song while searching for potential cast members. As he sings, he checks each of the classrooms for sign of life. All of them are empty. He reaches Mr. Harrison's room. Mr. Harrison's on the phone inside. Sam enters.
Are you going to pick up? 15 years and you aren't going to pick up? You are a child.
Mr. Harrison gets up, throws his phone against the wall, and screams at it.
Hi, Mr. Harrison.
Mr. Harrison turns around calmly.
Hello, Sam.
I need some people to fill in for the musical tomorrow because there's some kind of sickness that took everyone out, and even though you're a teacher, you have the stage presence that this show really needs.
You're still doing the show?
The show must go on.
But this is... I mean, just... Wow.
I just think you'd be perfect for Francis Fryer.
Why do you think I'd be perfect, Sam?
Well, Francis Fryer is a song and dance man.
Mr. Harrison laughs at Sam aggressively.
Does that mean you like it?
Sure, Sam. I'll be in your old stupid show, you maniac.
Yes!
Sam jumps for joy and runs away.
Get off book by tomorrow morning.
Sam continues singing as he scours the cafeteria for potential cast members. Sam hears the faint sound of a ringing phone from the girls' bathroom. He grins and makes his way towards it. Sam enters the bathroom. He pirouettes through the room as he checks the stalls one by one by violently kicking the doors open with a dancer's grace. Sam tries to kick open the door of the final stall, but the door is locked. He checks under the stall door and doesn't see any feet. He knocks.
Hello?
Who are you?
Alice sounds shaking. She's terrified.
Sam!
Oh, thank God.
Alice stumbles off the toilet seat, dropping her crutches in the process, and opens the door.
Is he gone?
Is who gone?
Alice composes herself.
It doesn't matter. Sorry.
Okay. Do you want to be in the musical?
What?
Everyone's got this bug or something, and I need replacements for, like, everyone. You know, the show must go on and all that.
I don't think I understand.
You should be the lead in the show tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Is that a yes?
Alice anxiously shifts her weight.
If it would really make you happy,
Sam's smile expands beyond reason.
then I'll try to be there.
Yes!
Sam jumps for joy and runs out of the room. Alice smiles slightly. After a moment of quiet, Sam pokes his head back into the room.
Oh, and I'll get you your lines by tomorrow. Bye.
Alice chuckles. There's a sadness in her voice. Sam finishes out the musical number, expressing elation at the idea of having saved the show all by himself. He cheerfully makes his way out of the school. Sam gets on his bike and makes his way home. As he passes by the rows of houses, we can see that people are crumbling. The mother of the crying child is screaming at her son.
What is wrong with you? Why are you doing this to me? Shut up! Please, for the love of God, just shut up! I hate you. I've always hated you. And this is why. You're selfish. You just think the whole world revolves around you. Well, guess what? It doesn't. You just keep making noise because you want to hurt Mommy, don't you? You are pathetic. I despise you.
Come on, sport. Listen to your mother.
The elderly couple are still holding hands and sitting in their lawn chairs.
We should help that poor boy.
The old man gets up and tries to leave, but his wife refuses to let go of his hand.
Please, stay with me.
But
We have so little time left. Please just be here with me.
honey, it's a little kid. We can't just not do anything.
None of it will matter soon. Just sit with me, please. Keep holding my hand.
After a few moments of contemplation, the old man sits back down in silence, still holding his wife's hand. The barbecue is somehow still exactly the same. Two dudes in basketball jerseys high-five each other. Sam rides past all of these people with a grin on his face. He doesn't see any of them. The moon hangs above Sam larger than it was before, and now takes up a significant portion of the sky. Sam enters the house with a pep in his step.
I'm home.
Sam's dad walks down the stairs.
Oh, hello there, son.
Hi, Dad.
Sam's mom emerges from the kitchen.
Hi there, Sammy.
Hi, Mom.
Sam's other dad runs through the door behind Sam.
Oh my god! It's all over! This is it! This is the end of the world!
Hi, Dad.
Sam's other mom bursts out of a cabinet.
Nerds! Sammy boy is home.
Hi, Mom.
Sam's
Why
other
you all
father
being
is
so
running
calm
around
about this?
Did anything interesting happen at school today?
When the show got sick.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But I got replacements and the show is saved.
Haven't you looked outside?
Sam's other dad starts shaking Sam's other parents. They ignore him.
Look at you go, Sammy,
Sammy boy,
You really did it. You worked
You
hard
worked
and you
hard,
fought and
and
you
you
did
fought, and
every
did
single thing that
every
you
single
needed to
thing that you
do,
needed
and
to do,
it
and
paid off.
What is wrong with you people?
You're amazing.
You really
You
are
really are our scrumptious little Sammy boy.
Tell us
Please
all
tell us
about
all
how
about
you
how
did
you
it.
did it.
Well, I got a replacement for the lead and I got one for Francis Fryer and
Sam's face falls.
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Sam's other dad stops shaking people and turns to look at Sam.
Oh, thank God. Sam, don't you see it?
Sam falls to his knees and his lower lip starts quivering. Sam's other dad puts his arms around Sam.
It's okay, champ. I'm here. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna get through this.
I
Shh. It's okay. You're okay.
didn't recast all the roles at all.
What?
Oh no!
Sam's other dad backs away from Sam.
Sam.
What am I gonna do?
The rest of Sam's parents crowd around Sam.
Sam,
you're
you
a
are a
doer.
doer.
You've always been a
Always
doer.
been a doer.
Sam, look outside. Please, look at what's happening here.
No matter what happens, you're gonna find the
You're gonna
right
find
thing
the
to
right thing
do.
But what if I can't do anything this time?
Oh, Sam.
Sam's mother, father, and other mothers sing words of encouragement to Sam, while Sam's other father desperately attempts to alert all of them to the existence of the end of the world. Sam smiles as most of his parents carry him to bed, while Sam's other dad slowly runs out of patience and leaves out through the front door. Sam is tucked into bed. His remaining parents stand in the doorway.
So,
So, Sam, do you have a
do you have a
plan?
plan?
I think I just might.
Sam's bed is empty. The sky is a light orange. The moon is enormous. Outside of the window, we can see Sam biking away.
Bye,
Bye,
Sam.
Sam.
Sam bikes past the familiar houses. The barbecue continues. Many of the attendees are shirtless and chest bumping each other. The elderly couple has abandoned the chairs and lie on their lawn, holding one another and softly sobbing. The child bangs on the door of his house. Tears and snot run down his face. His father watches through the window.
Dad, can I go in? I won't make any more noise. I swear, please. I'm really sorry.
The child's father shrugs.
Sorry, sport. There's nothing I can do. I don't want to get in trouble with your mother.
The father starts smoking a pipe and chuckles to himself. Sam bikes away as the child wails. Fade into the distance. Sam locks up his bike and runs through the doors of the school. Sam bursts through the doors and stops. The stage is still set up from the day before. Sam gets onto the stage and slightly adjusts each piece of the set. He moves everything a little bit to the left, then he moves everything a little to the left, and then a little bit right again. He keeps swapping the positions of the tumbleweeds. He changes into his costume and leaves the auditorium. Sam sits on the steps and taps his foot. Sam sees Alice approaching the school and runs up to her. Her face and clothes are covered in soot.
Hey, so there was another problem, and long story short, you're going to need to play 5 additional roles. Do you think you could do that?
Alice walks past Sam and into the school. Sam follows
Jane?
Alice.
Jane, can you hear me? Can you fill in for 5 extra parts? I need you to fill out the cast, so if you could.
I can't.
Alice leaves. Thunder crashes. Sam pleads for his show to be miraculously saved. He begs for a miracle, and Mr. Harrison barrels into Sam, knocking Sam over.
Mr. Harrison, okay, so you're going to need to play a lot of extra parts to...
Jesus Christ. Are you still on about this whole play thing? Look outside. The world is already ending, and you want me to...
Well, I mean, a bunch of people just got sick. It's not really the end of the world.
Have you looked at the sky? It's bright red. The moon is probably going to be on fire soon. It's the end of the world, numbnuts.
But...
No buts. You're done. Soon both of us are going to be gone, and nobody's going to remember you. Everyone who loves you, gone. Everyone you love, gone. We're all just going to be...
Mr. Harrison makes explosion noises with his mouth.
But what about the show?
What, you still care about that? Sam, you're going to die.
No, but the show must...
Shut up. Your stupid fucking show. I swear to God, it's like I'm talking to a child.
Mr. Harrison gets very close to Sam.
Sam, you are going to die today. I am going to die today. Everyone you ever met is going to die today. Have you seen this? We are all going to die today. This is it.
As Mr. Harrison talks, Sam's exaggerated expressions disappear. The world
Got-
loses its color.
You got that?
Sam does not respond.
Hello? Sam, do you hear me?
Mr. Harrison's voice fades as he starts lightly slapping Sam on the face. Soon it is quiet. Suddenly, the walls, floors, and lockers all disappear, as if they were parts of a set. Sam is no longer in the hallway. He's on Sam stands. We hear the sound of applause. The auditorium is empty. The frills on Sam's ridiculous outfit sparkle. As he performs, Sam's smile returns to his face. Everything is eye-scratchingly colorful. Sam walks back and forth across the stage. He smiles and winks at the non-existent crowd. We hear a low rumbling. It gets louder. A tear falls down Sam's smiling face. The rumbling keeps getting louder. The music swells to an almost deafening volume. Everything goes dark. A voice rings out.
Well, this is awkward.
Ethan is falling backwards into the sinkhole in slow motion.
I bet you're wondering how I got into this situation. Honestly, I am too. Let's start from the beginning.
17 years ago, a crying baby is lying in a patch of moss, swaddled in a blanket. A pair of hands scoop it up.
They found me in the woods a few weeks after I was born.
Baby Ethan is carefully placed into an incubator.
I was completely unharmed.
A huddled group of doctors talk inaudibly.
Nobody could explain how I hadn't died. That was a little miracle.
A 16-month-old Ethan is left on the doorstep.
They stuck me in an orphanage because they couldn't find my mom. Well, I guess I never really had any luck with the ladies.
A pair of hands take Ethan inside and lay him down in a crib.
But I wasn't stuck there for long.
Match cut to, and now 8-year-old Ethan is asleep in the now far too small crib.
Fast forward a short 8 years later, and I was being adopted by a couple of lovebirds that I would come to know as Mom and Dad.
Ethan's mom, a young woman, in itty-bitty jean shorts and a zip-up hoodie with nothing underneath, and Ethan's dad, a man who looks like he could be 15 or 55, wearing cargo shorts with a Hawaiian shirt and a high-end suit jacket, takes the still sleeping Ethan out of his crib and lay him to rest in his new bedroom.
I instantly fell in love with my new home, and even though they fought sometimes, like all families do,
Ethan cheerfully stares at the ceiling while his mom and dad scream at each other and break things out of sight.
they were better parents than I could have ever hoped for.
Match cut to, a 17-year-old Ethan's alarm clock goes off, waking him up.
And now, I'm just like any other high schooler.
Ethan quickly gets ready and runs out of his room. The bell rings. Ethan enters the room, sits at his desk, and pulls a textbook out of his bag.
I have great friends, a mean teacher, and
Alice walks into the room. Time slows down.
a crush.
Alice is hunched over slightly. She quietly makes her way to her desk.
I've been in love with Alice since I first laid my eyes on her. I would do anything to make her mine. If only I was brave enough to ask her out.
Mr. Harrison enters the room and slams an empty binder onto the desk.
Alright, dweebs. Everyone pull out your books and read silently. You should get through chapter 15.
He sits and drapes his jacket over his face before promptly falling asleep. While everyone takes out their books, Ethan stares at Alice and blinks slowly. The bell rings and Alice walks out of the classroom. Ethan follows close behind.
Hey, Alice!
Hmm?
Alice
Hi.
stops walking and turns around.
Bye.
Hi?
Alice slowly turns and walks away. He peers through the vents to see Alice comforting Janet.
Hey, Ethan, stop being a creep.
People don't give my love for Alice, but I think that they're just being jealous. They wish that they could love like I do.
Ethan walks out the front door. Alice is giving her crying friend a hug. Ethan watches from the doorway. Ethan sees everyone start to turn around and look at the sky. He walks down the steps and follows suit. The moon is too close, and it seems like it's getting closer. Ethan's eyes dart around for a few moments with his mouth slightly open. He smiles slightly.
It's the end of the world!
Ethan sits on his couch and looks at the TV. His parents can be heard screaming and throwing things at each other in another room. An emergency broadcast comes on.
Many of you may have noticed that the moon looks different today. You're not mistaken. The moon is rapidly approaching the Earth. No one knows why. Scientists are saying that it will reach us within the next 3 days. There is no way to stop this. We are all going to die. Following this announcement, all broadcasting will cease. Goodbye.
Ethan stops, smirking.
Yep. You heard that right. I only have 3 days to win over the girl of my dreams.
Ethan lies in bed, staring off into space.
I don't know how I'm gonna pull this one off.
After a few moments, a smile slowly creeps across Ethan's face.
I began to come up with a plan.
Ethan stands in front of a whiteboard in a rundown basement. Behind him, there's a truck that has the words... What's the
Fofface.
Fofface. The words Fofface, Paul's Flowers and Other Flower-esque Services. On Ethan's whiteboard, there are the numbers 1 through 4 with red, heavily underlined large text that says the plan above the numbers.
Step 1. Plant the seed. Subtly let them know that you have feelings for them.
Ethan is standing on Alice's front lawn with a boombox and a backpack. The boombox is quietly playing a 12-second loop of strange saxophone music.
Alice! I love you! I've always loved you!
Ethan is awkwardly whisper shouting. Alice's window shows no sign of life.
Alice! Hello, I love you, Alice! I love you!
Ethan is still on Alice's lawn. He has dark circles under his eyes.
Hello, Alice, I love you!
Ethan stops the looping saxophone music.
Also, always remember to have a backup plan.
Ethan pulls a bouquet of roses out of his backpack and writes on the tag.
Alice, I love you. Please be mine. Please. I love you. Thank you. Love, Ethan.
Ethan drops the flowers on Alice's front steps and frolics away. Earlier, Ethan puts the finishing touches on a crude drawing of a boombox and some roses underneath the number 1, who moves over to number 2.
Now that you've planted the seed, it's time to help it grow.
Morning. Ethan sits at Alice's locker.
Step 2. Start to sell yourself a little more.
Alice walks up behind Ethan. Ethan perks up and whirls around.
Hi, Alice!
Huh?
Did you get my flowers?
What?
My flowers with the note.
Oh, yeah, I got those.
Well, what did you think of them?
I really liked them.
I knew you would.
Alice starts to walk away.
Don't you have stuff to put in your locker?
No, I just really have to go.
Why?
I just have some stuff that I need to do.
Remember to never let her out of your sight. Then I'll come help.
Oh, okay.
Alice quickens her pace. Ethan follows.
So, what do you think about this whole end of the world thing, huh? It's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He moves even faster.
Like, I was just thinking that it'd be really hard to be alone right now. I mean, especially if you're single, like I am, and also like you are.
Alice is as close to running as she can get. Ethan is keeping up without breaking a sweat.
Wait, am I bonkers, or is something crazy happening in here? Like, some crazy chemistry going on between us right now. Like, what's up with that?
Suddenly, a disheveled Mr. Harrison steps out of his classroom and into Ethan's path and puts a hand on his shoulder, allowing Alice to get away.
Hey, Steven. I just want to say I'm sorry for not being the best teacher to you, buddy.
Well, that's really great, Mr. Harrison, but...
No. You don't need to say anything. I've got you. I'm sorry.
Mr. Harrison gives Ethan a big bear hug. After a few moments of trying to squirm away, Ethan breaks away from Mr. Harrison's grip and runs down the hallway after Alice.
I love you.
Ethan frantically looks around, but Alice is nowhere to be found.
Ugh, I was this close, goddammit, Mr. Harrison. Even if it might not have gone perfectly, the main thing that matters is that you mentioned that both of you are single. It'll be sure to get you into her mind as a possible smooching partner.
Earlier, Ethan draws a stick figure version of himself and Alice having a conversation by her locker. He moves his attention to step 3.
Now, it's time for what is probably the most important step.
Ethan removes the shutters from the front of the shop, revealing aisles filled with roses. Ethan is dragging a few dozen small wheeled carts behind him.
Step 3. Big romantic gesture.
Ethan has filled the carts with rose petals and is dragging them through the streets.
You really have to do something that'll wow her. Something that she'd never see coming in a million years.
Ethan attaches hundreds of rose petals to the outside of Alice's house.
Make the spectacle so incredibly romantic that she couldn't possibly say no.
He takes an assortment of candles out of his backpack, lights them, and places them all over the building.
As soon as she sees it, she'll realize how much you love her, and will fall into your arms the next time you see her.
Ethan stands on the lawn and admires the handiwork. He takes his boombox out of his bag and plays the same 12-second loop of bad saxophone music that he played earlier. After admiring his handiwork for a few moments, he scampers away. Ethan looks at the scribbles on his whiteboard. Underneath the number 4, there is a crude stick figure with hearts in its eyes that vaguely resembles Alice.
I've got her right where I want her.
Through the small windows in the garage, we can see the moon. It's enormous. Ethan is silent. He stares out into nothing. His face is blank. He breathes in, he breathes out. Ethan is standing in the rain with another bouquet of flowers. He taps his foot and stares at the door to the school. The sinkhole is behind him. The moon is in the sky.
Step 4. Seal the deal. Now, when you bring it all home, don't just go to her. She'll come to you. Just stand your ground and be patient, and then she's all yours.
Alice comes through the doors of the school and walks towards Ethan. She is covered in soot. She does not look happy.
Ethan, did you do this?
Do what?
My house.
Ethan smiles.
Yeah, it's not like a big deal or anything, though.
Alice is shaking.
I hope I didn't fluster you, but I like you.
Tears stream down her face. She refuses to meet Ethan's eyes.
Hey, don't cry. It's okay, I've got you.
She puts his hand on her shoulder. She stops shaking.
I've got something that I think will make you feel a whole lot better.
Alice clenches her fists.
Come here.
Ethan moves in to kiss Alice.
Here it comes.
Alice punches Ethan in the jaw.
Ow, what the?
Alice punches him again. This time she breaks his nose.
Alice!
Ethan stumbles backwards. Alice kneels on his crotch, pinning him to the ground. He lies inches away from the edge of the sinkhole. She hits him again. Ethan spits out blood. She hits him again. Ethan sputters inarticulately. She hits him again. Her face is like stone. She hits him again. The sky rumbles. She hits him again. The moon seems like it's almost within reach. She hits him again. Ethan tries to squirm away, but it doesn't work. She hits him again. The ground beneath them cracks. As Alice lines up for another hit, the ground crumbles and they slide into the sinkhole. Ethan is in freefall. Time slows down. He looks up and sees Alice. She's able to hold onto the edge for a moment before losing her grip.
Well, now you know what happened. Sometimes it doesn't work out between you and the person you love. Sometimes...
Time goes back to normal and Ethan hits his head on a rock. Cut 2. Ethan is standing in the middle of a forest. All of his injuries are gone. The sky is shifting violently between different times of day. Alice stands a few yards away. She approaches Ethan, wraps her arms around him, and squeezes.
It was better than I could have ever imagined. The girl of my dreams was finally mine.
Alice looks into Ethan's eyes.
I love you.
I love you too.
Alice pulls Ethan and kisses him. Ethan closes his eyes and puts his arms around her waist.
I needed to know that she would never leave me, that she would never hurt me.
He tightens his grip. Alice's skin melts into Ethan's. Their lips melt into a putty-like tube of flesh. Their eyes touch. Soon Alice is a part of Ethan. Ethan's skin ripples.
I finally got the girl.
Ethan stands in front of Alice's rose-covered home. The enormous moon hangs overhead, dominating the sky. Rose petals fall at Ethan's feet. Ethan picks up one of the petals. It's absorbed into his silly-like putty skin.
Nice guys like me usually don't get the girl.
Ethan's skin becomes plant-like. Rosebuds sprout all over his body.
I know it might sound naive,
The rosebuds bloom.
but I think that me and Alice are going to stay together for the rest of our lives.
Ethan's body rots. Within moments, he's nothing more than a pile of compost. Ethan's swollen face stares up at the sky. He is covered in filth. Blood gushes from the back of his head. He smiles.
Somehow I know that no matter what happens, the two of us are going to be okay.
Everything goes dark. Mr. Harrison stands in front of a window. The sky is a pinkish red. The moon is enormous.
Okay, I've had one hell of a week. Can we just get to the point?
Mr. Harrison pulls into a handicapped parking space, cutting off an elderly woman in the process. He looks in the vanity mirror and celebrates.
Not today, Nancy. Not today.
He gets out of his car, holding an empty orange binder with black stripes, and runs into the school.
I don't get it. I'm nice to everyone I meet. I'm actually very progressive with the way I teach. I have this whole little trust-based system worked out. Little nerds love it.
Mr. Harrison enters the classroom filled with chattering students and slams the binder down onto his desk, almost knocking over a decorative novelty Garfield mug. The walls are decorated with an assortment of similarly themed educational posters.
All right, dweebs. Everyone pull out your books and read silently. You should get through chapter 15.
He sits and drapes his jacket over his face before promptly falling asleep. Angela, age 17, a small girl in a sweater vest and glasses, furrows her brow.
The little nerds do not love it.
The bell rings. Mr. Harrison is jolted awake.
You're dismissed.
The classroom is empty except for Angela.
Jesus Christ, finally.
Angela scurries out of the room.
Hey, push in your chair.
There is no response. Mr. Harrison gets up and stretches. He pushes Angela's chair in.
They never push into the damn chair. So ungrateful. After all I do?
Mr. Harrison opens the mini fridge beside his desk. It is filled with energy drinks and ham and cheese sandwiches. He grabs one of each and consumes them in a matter of seconds. He licks his fingers and falls asleep again.
I take care of myself. Sue me.
The bell rings, jolting Mr. Harrison awake.
Class dismissed.
His classroom is empty. None of the chairs are pushed in.
God damn it.
He pushes in all of the chairs.
Ungrateful little...
The janitor pokes his head into the door.
Can you come out here for a second? I need to spook this kid for me.
Why?
Because he's in the closet and I need him out.
That's his problem. If he doesn't want to figure himself out, then he'll just have to deal with himself. It builds character.
What? No, he's not gay, dumbass. He's in my closet.
Oh, I knew that.
Well, are you gonna help?
Sure.
Mr. Harrison marches down the hall towards the empty closet. He pokes his head in the door and looks around.
Hey, are you in there?
Mr. Harrison exits the closet.
He isn't in there.
Mr. Harrison lifts his hand to cover his mouth with an almost robotic precision and lets out 3 succinct coughs.
Well, it appears that the child has vanished.
The janitor picks up one of the pill bottles that Miles left behind and shows it to Mr. Harrison.
Ah, well that definitely checks out. I bet this isn't that first time he's done this, you know? Whatever his name is, with the poor person.
The janitor's face twitches.
I think he's Miles.
Oh, he's definitely mild. Wait, god damn it, now I have to talk to that little shit.
Mr. Harrison catches himself and clears his throat.
That kid. Now I have to talk to that kid.
You shouldn't be working around children.
Stupid person says, what?
What?
Nah.
Mr. Harrison actually says the word ha instead of laughing.
I was proud of myself for that one. That was the funny one.
Mr. Harrison gets into his car and drives out of the parking lot. As he pulls around the front of the school, he notices that a group of students are staring at the sky.
What the?
He tries to reorient himself so he can see what everyone is looking at, but he gives up after a few moments of struggle. Behind him, Miles tumbles down a hill and falls into the sinkhole.
Whatever. It's not the end of the world.
Bobby is running around screaming.
Oh, it's the end of the world!
Mr. Harrison ignores this and keeps driving. Mr. Harrison is stuck in traffic. He taps his fingers on the dashboard. He opens his phone and texts, "In traffic, we'll be home later," to someone listed as Pookie Bear, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji. He puts down his phone and sticks his head out the window.
Move!
Mr. Harrison parks in front of a small apartment building and goes inside.
That night still makes no sense to me.
Mr. Harrison enters his apartment. It's about as nice as a teacher's salary can afford, although it's clear that there was effort into making it look good as it does. There is a Garfield clock on the wall. Its violent shade of orange clashes with the cool greens and browns of the rest of the apartment. Tom, age 52, Mr. Harrison's soft-spoken husband, is sitting on the couch watching the news.
Following this news, all broadcasting will cease. Goodbye.
Tom turns off the TV.
Hey, Pooks. Do not ask me about work today.
Tom says nothing. He stares at the black screen.
Hello?
Mr. Harrison approaches his husband and places a hand on his shoulder.
I think that I'm done.
What?
Yeah, I'm done.
Tom stands and starts walking towards the door.
What are you going on about?
Tom puts on a coat.
I'm leaving.
Why?
To leave.
When are you going to be back?
I'm not.
What?
Tom tries to leave. Mr. Harrison holds the door closed.
Just tell me what's happening.
Tom takes a deep breath.
I love you, Hal. You know that I love you, but I can't let myself waste any more time on you.
Tom.
Tom clenches his fists.
You used to have dreams. I used to have dreams. You decided to teach, and I respected that. I respected that you were okay with making less money if it meant that you got to do something that was meaningful to you. So I gave up my life for you. I kill myself every day in a job that I never wanted so that you can keep doing what you do, and I was okay with that because you were happy. I thought that you were passionate about something. You seem so passionate. You're so empty now. It's so tiring to hear you complain about living your dream. tired.
Mr. Harrison takes his way out the door. Tom looks into Mr. Harrison's eyes. Tom's eyebrows are slightly furrowed. His hair is messy. His lips are a little chapped. His eyes are watery, but there are no tears. Tom breaks Mr. Harrison's gaze and opens the door.
I'm not gonna throw away the rest of my life for you. Bye.
Tom leaves. Mr. Harrison collapses against the wall. Match cut 2. Mr. Harrison is slumped against the wall, asleep. His watch starts beeping and wakes him up. He doesn't silence his alarm. He looks at his apartment. Without his watch, it would be completely silent. The beeping fades away and Mr. Harrison stands up. He quietly opens the door and leaves. Mr. Harrison starts his car and a robotic voice comes from the radio.
This is an automated broadcast. Tomorrow the moon is going to collide with the Earth. Prepare yourself in whatever way you see fit. This is...
Mr. Harrison drives down the highway. There are no other cars.
Tomorrow the moon is going to collide with the Earth. Prepare...
Mr. Harrison pulls into the school parking lot.
You see fit. This is an automatic broadcast. Tomorrow...
He shuts off the car. Mr. Harrison sits in silence. He stares at nothing in particular. He sighs. The phone is ringing. Mr. Harrison is at his desk. He is bouncing his leg. Mr. Harrison is calling Tom. Tom does not pick up.
Hi, you've reached Tom Harrison. If you have something interesting to say, then leave me a message after the beep.
Mr. Harrison hangs up. His call history shows that he's already tried to reach Tom many times. He calls again.
Hi, you've reached Tom Harrison. If you have something interesting to say, then leave me a message after the beep.
Mr. Harrison hangs up and calls again.
Hi, you've reached Tom Harrison. If you have something...
Mr. Harrison hangs up and calls again.
Oh, you think you can ignore me? You think you can just do this to me and then ignore me? I bet you aren't going to pick up. 15 years and you aren't going to pick up. You are a child.
Hi, you've reached...
Mr. Harrison gets up, throws his phone against the wall, and screams at it.
Hi, Mr. Harrison.
Mr. Harrison turns around calmly.
What I'm saying is that I love my students. I give them everything, even when I know they're all going to be gone the next day.
Mr. Harrison clenches his fists.
I'll show you passionate.
Mr. Harrison turns around calmly.
Hello, Sam.
I need some people to fill in for the musical tomorrow because there's some kind of sickness that took everybody out. And even though you're a teacher, you have the stage presence that this show really needs.
You're still doing the show?
The show must go on.
But this, I mean, just wow.
I think you'd be perfect for Francis Fryer.
Why do you think I'd be a perfect fit, Sam?
Well, Francis Fryer is a song and dance man.
Mr. Harrison laughs at Sam aggressively.
Does that mean you like it?
Mr. Harrison rubs his eyes.
Sure, Sam. I'll be in your stupid little show, you maniac.
Yes.
Sam jumps for joy and runs away.
Get off book by tomorrow morning.
Mr. Harrison sits in his chair and puts his feet up on the desk.
I'm the best teacher ever.
Mr. Harrison sighs. He looks at the clock. It is 8 a.m.
They're late. I know that I can be a bit rough around the edges, but I've always cared about the kids. It's all for the kids.
Mr. Harrison sticks his head sticks his head out of his classroom's door and yells into the empty hallway.
If you're in my class, get your ass in your seat. I'm gonna find you and wring your weak little necks. Like I said, I'm rough around the edges.
Janitor approaches Mr. Harrison.
What the hell are you doing?
My job.
Why are you here? It's the end of the world. Can't you take one day off from being an asshole?
I'll have you know that I'm a very thoughtful person. I'm just trying to be here for the kids that might be here. What are you doing here?
I've been keeping this clean for 28 years. I'll be damned if I'm gonna give that up now.
That's dumb.
Angela walks between Mr. Harrison and the janitor into the classroom. Angela sits at her desk and quietly gets out her things. Mr. Harrison and the janitor gawk at her.
Angelina?
It's Angela. What do you want?
Why are there so many people here?
Janitor shrugs.
Why are you here?
None your business. I'm not explaining myself to you. I'm just living my life. If I feel like being here, then I'm gonna be here. I mean, if you want to spend your last days lying around feeling sorry for yourself, that's fine, I guess. But I'm no quitter.
What's with the attitude, you dweeb?
Hey.
Do your job, freak.
I'm sorry. Which one of us pushes us to your chair every day? Because it sure as shit isn't you.
What?
That's your problem. You don't actually care about anyone who takes your class, do you? You just want to sit in your little throne and sip from your stupid-ass Garfield mug.
Hey, dig into me all you want, but no one makes fun of my mug.
Mr. Harrison grits his teeth and clenches his fists.
Oh, what? You're gonna hit me? Yeah, that's what a good teacher does. Oh, Mr. Harrison? He's just in it to help the kids. He's just so passionate that he has to strike them every now and then when they get out of line.
So that's how it's gonna be, huh?
Mr. Harrison rolls up his sleeves and starts approaching Angela. The janitor holds him back as he pathetically swipes at his unthreatened student. Ethan can be heard in the hallway.
To be alone right now, I mean, especially if you're single like I am, and also like you are.
Angela smiles.
Hear that? Maybe you could run out there and beat the hell out of them if you're quick enough. That'll prove you really care.
Okay, you wanna see me care? I'll show you care.
Wait, am I crazy or is something happening here? Like, there's some crazy chemistry going on between us right now. Like, what is up with that?
Hey, Steven, I just wanna say I'm sorry for not being the best teacher to you, bud.
Well, that's really great, Mr. Harrison, but
No. You haven't said anything. I've got you. I'm sorry.
Mr. Harrison gives Ethan a big bear hug. After a few moments of wimpy struggling, Ethan breaks Mr. Harrison's grip and runs down the hallway. Mr. Harrison calls after him.
I love you.
Angela and the janitor are staring at Mr. Harrison with disbelief as he walks back into the room.
what on God's green earth was that?
Mr. Harrison smirks and crosses his arms.
How's that for not passionate?
That might be the worst thing I've ever seen.
Mr. Harrison's sassy stance fades away.
Why don't you shut your whore mouth?
Okay, time for you to leave Angela.
The janitor lightly grabs Angela's shoulder and takes her out of the room.
Yeah, it's probably best that you get me away from lover boy over there.
Hey, I am a lover.
Angela and the janitor are already out of earshot.
Man, I'm a lover man.
The lunch bell rings.
I think that my real problem is that just no one gets me, you know?
Mr. Harrison rifles through his fridge and quickly devours a sandwich and an energy drink. He places his coat on his face and falls asleep. Fade 2.
I'm tired of this.
Mr. Harrison wakes up in a sweat. His breathing is heavy. He gets his bearings and looks out his window. The moon is much closer than it should be.
Huh?
Alice stands in the doorway.
Mr. Harrison?
What?
Sorry, I know you're probably dealing with a lot right now, but
Oh, you think? Jeez, I wonder. How'd you figure that one out?
sorry, I just...
No. Don't apologize. I'm impressed that you could tell. I'm a real knick-knack for empathy, you know?
Are you done?
I just want you to tell me how on earth you could figure out that I might be a little upset that everybody on earth is gonna die. A horrible, fiery death.
Jesus, I get it. I just wanted to say thanks for saving me earlier. I didn't think you were gonna freak out like this. I'll leave you alone.
Alice swiftly leaves the room.
Oh,
One of the desks has a chair that isn't pushed in. Mr. Harrison looks at it.
they never push in their chairs. The only thing I ask them to do is push in their chairs, and they never do it.
Mr. Harrison tries to push in the chair, but the leg of the chair gets caught on the leg of the desk, making a loud clank.
God damn it.
He pulls out the chair and tries to push it in again. Clank. He tries again. Clank. 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 Mr. Harrison roars and flips the desk. He pauses, looking at the mess that he's made. Mr. Harrison tears a motivational Garfield poster. Mr. Harrison is sitting in his chair. His room is almost completely destroyed. The moon is lingering outside the window, approaching slowly. Mr. Harrison takes a deep breath and looks at the ceiling. There's a splotchy brown water stain above his head. Mr. Harrison closes his eyes. Match cut 2.
What the hell is this?
Mr. Harrison slowly opens his eyes. Angela is standing in the doorway.
Why can no one just let me rest? I'm gonna burn out if they don't let up.
Where am I gonna sit?
I don't know, Angela.
This is ridiculous. I know you don't care about your job, but this is just completely unacceptable.
Okay, well, to be fair, there's some pretty special circumstances here. I think I'm acting pretty reasonably right now.
Mr. Harrison shushes Angela.
Angela, I don't know why you want to be here. I don't care why you want to be here. I just want to know why you think I need to care about anything right now. What's unacceptable about what's happening right now?
Angela is quiet.
I don't understand why nobody can just accept that I'm just here because I like being responsible. Is that really so hard to understand? I'm not gonna stand around letting you make excuses for yourself. Do whatever you want. I'm just gonna treat this as a free period.
Angela leaves.
Why, Angela? She forgot to push in her chair again.
Mr. Harrison is finishing up a sandwich. He eats the crumbs off of his desk. He looks up and sees the janitor standing at the other end of the room. The janitor looks at Mr. Harrison's mess of the classroom.
You're pathetic.
Janitor leaves. Mr. Harrison sits in silence for a few moments. He furrows his brows. Suddenly, Mr. Harrison stands and swiftly walks out of the classroom.
You can't just talk to me like that. You clean up trash for a living. You...
Mr. Harrison barrels into Sam, knocking him over.
Mr. Harrison, okay, so you're gonna need to play a lot of extra parts to...
Jesus Christ! Are you still on the whole play thing? Look outside. The world is literally ending, and you want me to...
Well, I mean, a bunch of people just got sick. It's not really the end of the world.
Have you looked at the sky? It's bright red. The moon's probably gonna be on fire soon. It's the end of the world, numbnuts.
What?
Mr. Harrison explodes.
No buts. You're done. Soon both of us are gonna be gone, and nobody's gonna remember you. Everyone who loves you is gonna be gone. Everyone you love, gone. We're all just gonna be...
Mr. Harrison makes explosion noises with his mouth.
But what about the show?
What? You still care about that? Sam, you're gonna die.
No, but the show must...
Shut up about your stupid fucking show. I swear to God, it's like I'm talking to a child.
Mr. Harrison gets very close to Sam.
Sam, you're going to die today. I'm going to die today. Hell, everyone you've ever met is going to die today. This is it.
Sam deflates when Mr. Harrison talks.
You got that?
Sam's looking at the floor, completely unresponsive.
Hello? Sam, you got that?
Mr. Harrison starts lightly slapping Sam, but to no avail. He winds up to give Sam the snack of his lifetime, and...
What the hell are you doing?
The janitor stands at the end of the hallway. Mr. Harrison lowers his hand.
Huh?
What is wrong with you?
Mr. Harrison stands and walks over to the janitor.
What? He was annoying me. I'm allowed to be a little emotional right now.
The janitor scoffs and starts walking away. Mr. Harrison grabs the janitor's arm, stopping him. They stand in front of a familiar-looking window. The sky is a pinkish red. The moon is enormous.
What's your problem?
The janitor sighs.
What's your problem?
My problem?
That poor kid out there is just doing his best to get through his last few hours on this planet. And you just crushed him. Why?
I just told you. He was annoying me.
So? Kids are annoying. Your job is to deal with that. How are you so terrible at this?
I've had one hell of a week. Can you just get to the point?
I just want you to explain yourself.
I don't know what you want me to explain. I don't get it. I'm nice to everyone I meet. I'm actually very progressive with the way I teach. I have this whole trust-based system worked out. The little nerds love it. And yeah, sometimes I need to sleep. I need to take care of myself. Sue me. Also, it's not like you're perfect little angel or anything. You never laugh at any of my jokes. The last couple of days, I called you stupid in a hilarious way. You didn't even respond at all. I was proud of myself for that one. That was the funny one. You don't get to tell me that the way I am is wrong. I've gone through so much recently that the night still makes no sense to me. But even ignoring that, I don't think that I'm even doing too badly given the circumstances. What I'm saying is that I love my students. I give them everything, even when I know they're all going to be gone the next day. I know that I can be a bit rough around the edges, but I've always cared about the kids. It's all for the kids.
Yesterday, you were going to punch one of your students.
Like I said, I'm rough around the edges. If we're being honest, though, that kid had it coming. Hey, dig me in all you want, but nobody makes fun of the mug. I don't think you get me. I think my real problem is no one really gets me, you know? And on top of that, what really gets me, they never push in their chairs. The only thing I ask them to do is push in their chairs, and they never do it. So yeah, sometimes I can lose my temper. It doesn't help me that everyone keeps bothering me all the time. I don't know why no one can just let me rest. I'm gonna burn out if they don't let up. Oh, also that kid you're defending, she forgot to push in her chair today. I don't think it's crazy that I don't like her.
The janitor, who has had an expression of disbelief for the entirety of Mr. Harrison's slapdash monologue, stands in a stunned silence.
You are incredible.
I know.
No, you are incredible.
Yes, I am.
You somehow convinced yourself that you're completely free of any and all blame for everything. You are a miserable, aimless, pitiful little man, and you just can't handle that everyone around you knows what they want. All of us. The ones that keep bothering you are finding something to do. We're all finding a purpose in the end of the world, but you're just sitting in your little room, waiting in your sadness. You're tearing people down when they're just trying to find some fulfillment while they still can.
But they're being crazy. Why am I in the wrong for just telling them that they're being stupid? Do you expect me to act as delusional as you people?
All of us are delusional. With only 2 days left to live, you decided to come into work. None of this makes any sense. All of us are stupid. There is no hope. There is no way to escape what's coming for us. All we have left is delusion.
But
I know it isn't very you to let go of reality, but I suggest you try it out while you have the chance.
Mr. Harrison is quiet.
I'm going to clean up the cafeteria. Some kids like to hang out in there for a bit after school, and I want to make sure it's not too disgusting.
But what am I supposed to do?
The janitor stops and looks over his shoulder.
You don't have any classes for a little bit, right? Clean up your room. Make sure it's good enough for your next class. Maybe if you have some time left over, you can take one of your iconic naps.
Janitor leaves. Mr. Harrison opens his mouth, but he says nothing. He walks back to his classroom. Mr. Harrison takes the half-torn Garfield poster off of his walls and puts them in the trash. He puts the desks upright and pushes in all of the chairs. He sits in his desk, surveying his handiwork. Mr. Harrison looks out the window. The moon is going to collide any minute now. He takes out his phone and calls Tom.
Hi, you've reached Tom Harrison. If you have something interesting to say, then leave me a message after the beep.
There's a beep.
Hey, Pookie. I'm just calling because I have a little bit of free time before my next class, and I just wanted to say that I love you. Also, I wanted to say that I've been really enjoying all the sandwiches you made for me this week, and yeah, I'll be home in a few hours, and I'm just really happy that I spent so much of my life with you, and also that we have so much more time left together. I hope work that wasn't too bad for you and today, and I'll talk to you soon. I love you.
Everything goes dark. Alex has her arms around a sobbing Janet.
I'm just so tired of everything. It's all just so hard and I want it to stop.
Shh, you're okay. It's okay.
I just keep picking the worst people. Why do I only go out with the people who hurt me? Do I just have a face that makes people think, oh yeah, it's okay if I ghost her and cheat. It's fine.
No, you're beautiful. Don't blame yourself for this. It's not you.
I'm gonna die alone.
You aren't going to die alone, I promise. You are definitely too good for that.
Miles notices Alice and silently waves at her. Alice waves back. Janet starts to calm down.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Ethan!
Alice and Janet turn to see Ethan awkwardly spying on them through the vent in his locker.
Ethan, everyone can see you staring. Stop being a creep.
Ethan scurries away. Janet wipes the tears from her eyes.
Jesus, what a creep.
It's okay, he's just shy. It's not like he's hurting anybody. I think he just doesn't get that what he's doing is wrong.
Wow. You're a real pushover, aren't you?
Alice chuckles.
Shut up. I'm just being nice.
Oh, have you been stalking me? I hope it's not too hard for you. Here's my address. Now you can come murder me whenever you want.
Stop.
Never.
You're welcome for letting you cry all over me, by the way.
You mean thank you for crying all over you, right? I mean, if you didn't like it, you wouldn't keep letting it happen.
Alice rolls her eyes and smiles.
Thank you, Janet.
No problem.
Alice stands.
Come on, let's go.
Alice helps up Janet despite having crutches. They leave together. Alice gives Janet a big hug. She wipes a tear away from her eyes.
If you need anything, I'm there for you, okay?
I know.
And just a few blocks away, so if you need me, I can be there, okay?
Janet playfully pushes Alice away. Sam bursts through the door and dances down the steps in front of the school.
Alice, I know.
Okay, good.
What the shit is that?
Janet points at the sky. Alice looks up. The moon is larger than it should be, and it is ever so slightly growing.
What the?
What's going on with you guys?
Janet notices Sam and snaps into action, walking over to him and abandoning Alice without hesitation.
Wait,
Alice fails to stop Janice before she leaves. Behind her, Miles falls down a hill into an open sinkhole. No one notices. Alice looks at the moon. It's getting closer, not bigger. She anxiously pleads with a loose thread on her shirt. It's definitely getting closer. Alice closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. She calms down and stops fidgeting.
It's not the end of the world.
Bobby's running around screaming. Alice opens her eyes.
It's the end of the world.
Alice furrows her brow. Janet returns.
Sorry, I had to take care of something.
It's okay.
They start to walk home together. East Midskrid, while still a nice place to live, is much humbler than West Midskrid. The laws are acceptable rather than luscious, and the houses are smaller. If West Midskrid is the American dream, then East Midskrid is the American compromise. Alice and Janet walk together.
What do you think that's all about?
What do I think what's all about?
Alice points to the moon.
Oh, yeah. I dunno. It's probably just a weird space thing. It's not my problem.
Something about it just kind of feels bad.
What, are you gonna turn into a werewolf on me?
No, I just think that this isn't gonna be good.
Janet moves in front of Alice and walks backwards, studying her face.
Are you really worried about this?
I don't know.
Janet stops and puts her hands on Alice's shoulders.
Hey, everything is gonna be okay. I got you.
Can I have a hug?
Another one?
Alice looks at the floor.
Yeah.
Janet hugs Alice tightly. Alice's face is buried in Janet's shoulder.
Thank you.
Janet chuckles.
No need, weirdo.
Janet pats Alice on the head and pries her off.
I'm gonna go home now. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry for freaking out. I'll see you tomorrow.
Janet is already walking away.
Don't apologize.
Alice walks home. Alice walks to the door and sets down her bag by the door.
Hi, Mom.
Alice's mom, age 68, an elderly woman, walks out of her bedroom.
Hi, baby.
Alice bounds over to her mother and gives her a hug.
Oof. Both of us are getting too old for you to squeeze me like that.
Alice lets go of her
Oops.
mom.
I gotta get excited. Sorry.
Alice's mom smiles.
It's alright, sweetie. How's your leg?
Alice boils some water on the stovetop and opens the fridge.
It's okay. Are you hungry? I was gonna make some pasta.
Alice's mother sits at a table.
It's not right that you have to cook for me. I should be the one taking care of you.
Are you hungry?
Yes, of course I'm hungry.
Alice pours a packet of spaghetti into the pot. Alice's mom turns on the TV and switches it to the weather channel.
You know I don't like it when you talk about how I shouldn't take care of you. I like cooking for you.
Just not right.
Shush! You've taken care of me for my whole life. It's my turn now.
Alice's mom scoffs. Alice serves her mother a bowl of spaghetti with store-bought marinara.
Bon appetit.
Alice takes the dishes to the sink. An emergency broadcast comes onto the TV.
Many of you may have noticed that the moon looks different today. You are not mistaken.
Alice freezes, dish still in hand.
The moon is rapidly approaching the Earth. No one knows why. Scientists are saying that it will reach us within the next 3 days. There is no way to stop this.
Alice turns toward the TV. The newscaster is struggling to keep his gaze focused on the camera.
We are all going to die. Following this announcement, all broadcasting will cease. Goodbye.
Alice drops the dish. It shatters on the floor.
What are they talking about, baby?
Alice doesn't respond. She fidgets with a loose thread on her shirt.
Baby?
Huh?
Are you okay?
I don't think so. Did you hear what the news just said?
I don't know. Should I be worried?
Alice looks at her mother.
No. It's okay. We're okay.
Alright,
Alice's mom pauses for a moment.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Are you sure?
Why wouldn't I be sure?
It's nothing. Good night, Mom.
Alice's mom stands and walks into the bedroom.
Good night. I love you, baby.
Love you too.
Alice picks up the broken pieces of the dish and cuts her finger on one of the pieces. Alice's phone rings. Alice is running cold water onto her finger. She doesn't pick up. Her phone rings again. Alice fumbles around for a bandage and wraps it around her finger, missing the call for a second time. Alice sits on the floor. Her phone rings for a third time. Alice picks up.
What?
Hello?
Janet's voice is shaky.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Are you okay?
No.
Yeah, of course you aren't. Sorry.
Yeah,
How's your dad?
he's gone.
Alice does a double take.
Gone?
After the news, he just left. Drove away somewhere. Didn't tell me where.
He just left without even.
Can you come over?
Alice pauses. She looks at her mother's bedroom door.
Okay, I'll be there in a little bit.
Thank you.
Alice hangs up, grabs her crutches, and walks out the front door. Alice stumbles through the dark streets. She stops to catch her breath. The moon is larger in the sky than it was before. Looking at the sky for a few moments, Alice keeps walking. Alice is lying next to Janet on her bed. The hot pink walls are barely visible through the menagerie of emo band and horror movie posters. Alice and Janet are staring up at the glow-in-the-dark stars stuck to the ceiling.
Oh, the end of the world. Huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Janet pensively bites her lower lip.
Why aren't we getting more upset?
What do you mean?
I mean, everything's dying. Shouldn't we be, like, screaming and sobbing, burning shit down?
I don't know.
This all just feels too quiet.
Would you prefer it if both of us became loud, sad arsonists?
Alice looks at Janet.
Kinda would, to be honest.
The girls chuckle softly. Janet looks back at Alice.
You're so stupid.
Janet smiles.
Always have been.
To be fair, it does feel a little crazy that you were crying about Chris this morning, but there aren't any tears for this.
I don't know. I think that maybe this is just so big that my brain is breaking a little bit. Like, I know how to feel when there's a crappy guy. I don't know how to feel with this.
This is definitely a lot to process.
Yeah.
I told you that this felt bad.
Janet smiles sadly.
And I told you that I was gonna die alone.
Silence falls as the girls gaze into each other's eyes. Alice starts fidgeting with a loose thread on her shirt.
But
Nothing.
I can tell it's not nothing.
Janet places her hand on Alice's, putting a stop to Alice's nervous fidgeting.
I was just thinking about how maybe you don't have to be alone. I mean, I don't want to push anything, but
Janet pulls Alice in and kisses her. Alice's eyes widen. Her mouth hangs open for a few moments after they separate.
Was that okay?
Alice nods.
Was it good?
Alice nods.
Can I do it again?
Alice nods vigorously. The pair starts making out. Alice and Janet are asleep and holding each other. Janet's loud snoring awakens Alice. She smiles and closes her eyes. Alice's phone rings. She groans, gets up, and looks at her phone. The call is from Bobby Cyproch.
Hello.
why are you calling me?
Oh my god. Yes. Woo.
What's happening?
Okay, so it's a little embarrassing, but like, remember when everyone was looking at the moon, like the really big moon that was out yesterday?
Yeah?
So I was freaking out and whatever, and I thought like, what if I could hide from it and then I would be safe, right? So I ran back inside, hid in my locker, and shut the door.
Why?
Well, I was thinking that like lockers are made of metal, and metal is strong, so I'd be safe from everything if I hid in my locker.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So can you come let me out?
Alice looks back at the peacefully sleeping Janet.
Can you get someone else?
I called almost everyone in my contacts like 100,000 times. Your name isn't even saved, it's just your number. I thought you were a salesperson, but I was desperate. I'm really happy I called you.
Alice tenses up.
Sure, I'll be right over.
Alice nudges Janet, who wakes up with a groan.
I have to go to the school to do something. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Janet yawns and rubs her eyes.
What?
Alice is getting ready to leave.
I have to go. I'll be right back.
Sadness and confusion flashes across Janet's face.
What?
Alice grabs her crutches and walks towards the door.
I promise. I'll be right back. I'm really sorry.
Alice leaves. Alice walks into the school and sees Ethan standing at her locker. She freezes. Ethan is looking the other way for now. She looks down at her boot and sighs. She tries to take a step as quietly as she can with her boot and crutches, but to no avail. The crutch makes a clack once it makes contact with the tile floor. Ethan suddenly whirls around.
Hi, Alice.
Alice yelps.
Did you get my flowers?
What?
My flowers with a note.
Oh, yeah, I got those.
Well, what did you think of them?
I really liked them.
I knew you would.
Alice starts to walk away.
Don't you have to put stuff in your locker?
No, I just really have to go.
Why?
I just have some stuff that I need to do.
Then I'll come out.
Oh, okay.
Alice quickens her pace. Ethan follows.
So, what do you think about this whole end of the world thing, huh? It's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Moves Ethan past her.
Like, I was just thinking that it'd be really hard to be alone right now. I mean, especially if you're, like, single like I am, and also, like, you are?
Alice is as close to running as she can. Ethan is keeping up without breaking a sweat.
Wait, am I bonkers, or is something crazy happening here? Like, there's some chemistry going on between us right now. Like, what's up with that?
Suddenly, a disheveled Mr. Harrison steps out of a classroom and into Ethan's path and puts a hand on his shoulder, and Alice turns a corner, moving as fast as her crutches will allow. The lunch bell rings. Alice spots the entrance to the cafeteria bathroom and swiftly hobbles towards them. Alice enters the stall at the back end of the bathroom. She manages to get herself on top of the toilet so that her feet aren't visible underneath the door. She holds her crutches in her arms. Alice's breaths are quick and heavy. She closes her eyes and holds herself tightly.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Alice breathing steadies.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alice opens her eyes and takes a deep breath. She pokes her head out over the stall door. Nothing. No sounds from outside the bathroom. No signs that anyone's nearby. Alice looks at the handle of the stall door. She uses her free hand to fiddle with a loose thread on her shirt. Alice's phone rings. Alice squeaks with fear. She fumbles around in her pocket, grabs her phone, and silences it. The bathroom is silent. Suddenly, we hear the bathroom door burst open, accompanied by the sounds of erratic footsteps. The stalls shake as the mysterious person kicks the stalls open one by one. Alice has a panic attack. Stall, but it holds steady. There's a silence and then a knock.
Hello?
Pam's friendly voice rings through the door.
Who are you?
Alice sounds shaking. She's terrified.
I'm Sam.
Oh, thank God.
Alice stumbles off the toilet seat, dropping her crutches in the process and opens the door.
Is he gone?
Is who gone?
Alice limps out of the stall and composes herself.
It doesn't matter. Sorry.
Okay. Do you want to be in the musical?
What?
Everyone's got this bug or something, and I need replacements for, like, everyone. You know, the show must go on and all that.
I don't think I understand.
You should be the lead in the show tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Is that a yes?
Alice anxiously shifts her weight.
If it would really make you happy,
Sam's smile expands beyond reason.
then I'll try to be there.
Sam jumps for joy and runs out of the room. Alice smiles slightly. After a moment of quiet, Sam pokes his head back into the room.
Oh, I'll get your lines by tomorrow. Bye.
Alice chuckles and slumps against the bathroom wall. She puts her face in her hands. Her chuckles become full-on laughter. She covers her mouth as tears stream down her face. Alice coughs, putting a stop to the laugh. She sighs. Alice takes her phone out of her pocket.
Shit.
She has a missed call from Janet along with texts that say, "Where are you? Are you going to be back soon?" And "Hello?" Alice gets to her feet and limps over to her crutches. She leaves the bathroom. Alice sees Freddy and Jim standing by their lockers.
Hi.
Hi.
What are you guys doing here?
What else are we gonna do?
Another pause.
Oh, shit. Bobby.
What about him?
Where's his locker?
Freddy and Jimmy point to a locker that sits between them. Alice bangs on the door.
Bobby!
Something rustles on the other side of the door.
Hello?
What's your locker combination?
Bobby,
Bobby, I have a lot going on right now. Tell me the combination.
92, 75, 81.
Alice puts in the combination and opens the locker. Bobby spills out.
Freedom!
Alice walks away. Bobby talks with Freddy and Jimmy as she leaves.
What were you doing in there?
I saw the moon and I freaked out and overreacted.
You know the world's ending, right?
What?
Alice walks past Mr. Harrison's classroom. She hesitates, turns around, and enters his room. Alice stands in the doorway.
Mr. Harrison?
What?
Sorry, I know you're probably dealing with a lot right now, but
Oh, you think? Geez, I wonder how you figured that one out.
sorry, I just...
No, don't apologize. I'm impressed that you could tell. You have a real knack for empathy.
Are you done?
I just wanted to tell you how on earth you could have figured that out. That I might have been a little upset that everyone on earth is going to die. A horrible, fiery death.
Jesus, I get it. I just wanted to say thanks for saving me earlier. I didn't think you were going to freak out like this. I'll leave you alone.
Alice walks away in a huff. Alice makes an exasperated grunt and leaves the school. Alice walks toward Janet's house. Her face is tired and angry. Alice looks up at the moon. The moon is definitely on track to crash into the earth. Alice sighs. The anger fades. Something else takes up space on the horizon. Alice sees a pillar of smoke rise from where her house should be. Alice drops her crutches and runs as fast as she can with a big metal boot attached to her foot. Alice's house is covered in flaming rose petals. Alice stands in front frozen. Her face is illuminated by the flame. Janet grabs Alice by the shoulders.
Alice! Oh my god, are you okay? I saw the smoke coming from your house, so I ran over.
Alice doesn't respond. She stares into the fire.
Hello? Alice?
Janet shakes Alice.
What's happening?
A scream rings out from inside the burning building.
Is that your mom? Alice, did your mom get out?
Alice is still unresponsive.
Alice!
Janet looks at the burning building, then back at Alice, then back at the burning building. Janet runs into the fire. Alice snaps out of it.
Janet, wait!
Alice runs in after her. Alice's living room is surrounded with flames. Shadows are dancing across the walls. Janet is trying to kick down the door to Alice's mom's room. Alice is in a trance. Her actions have no urgency. Alice makes her way towards Janet. A piece of the roof falls in front of her, blocking her path.
Janet!
The combination of the roaring flames and the shrieks at Alice's mom makes Alice's cries almost inaudible.
Janet!
Janet successfully breaks open the door and runs into the room out of sight. Alice tries to find a way through the debris. She hears a crack. The roof above her is getting weaker. Janet walks out of the room holding Alice's mother in her arms.
Mom?
Janet tries to yell something that Alice can't hear over the cacophony.
Got out!
What?
Another crack.
I got her! Get out!
Alice turns and slowly leaves the house. Alice stands in front of her house. She stares into the flames. Janet is somehow managing to weave through the flaming debris with Alice's mother in her arms without tripping or catching fire. Alice watches in awe as Janet gets closer to safety. Janet is about to make it. Alice holds her breath. Janet reaches the doorway, and the roof collapses on top of her with a deafening crack. Janet and Alice's mother are dead. Alice doesn't breathe. She doesn't blink. Her house burns, and she falls to her knees. Alice exhales. Cut 2. Alice's house has completely collapsed. The last flame goes out. Alice is on her knees. Her lower lip quivers. Alice stands. She looks over to where the front door of her house once stood and looks at the rubble that lies at her feet. A tear falls from her face. She ever so slightly reaches out to the ashes.
So sorry.
Alice's voice breaks. She cries, telling her to take in air with sharp, uneven breaths. She topples over, holding her stomach. Alice's wails echo through the streets. Cut 2. Alice lies in the ruins of her home. She is quiet. Alice runs her head over the place where Janet's dinner machine hid. She closes her eyes and attempts to stop herself from crying. Her fingers feel something in the rubble, a piece of paper. Alice picks it up and inspects it. It appears remarkably untouched by the fire. It's a note. The note is completely illegible except for the signature. The note is from Ethan. She stands and leaves her house. She winces a little bit each time she puts weight on her bad foot, but she does not let her. She will not let the pain slow her down. Alice storms up to the school. Sam is waiting for her on the stairs.
Hey, so there was another problem, and long story short, you're gonna need to play 5 additional roles. Do you think we could do that?
Alice walks past Sam without even looking at him. Sam follows Alice.
Jane, can you hear me? Can you fill in for 5 extra parts? I need you to fill out the cast, so if you could...
I can't.
Says this without even glancing at Sam, who dramatically falls to his knees. Alice keeps moving. Thunder crashes. Alice searches the school. She scans each room as she passes no Ethan. Alice enters the cafeteria. Janitor is sitting at one of the tables while finishing up a conversation with Angela.
Like being responsible. Is that really so hard to understand?
Alice slams her hands onto the table.
Where is Ethan?
The janitor raises his eyebrows. Angela slowly gets up and leaves.
Where?
I don't know.
Alice marches away. The janitor stands and leaves in the direction that Alice came from. Alice continues searching the halls.
Ethan!
Alice passes Sam near the theater doors. He is shuffling towards the stage. Alice keeps moving. Alice has looped back around to the front doors. Behind her, at the end of the hall, Mr. Harrison is babbling to the janitor about something. Alice opens the doors. It's raining. The water runs down Alice's face. Up in the sky, the moon is gargantuan. It seems like it's going to collide any moment now. On the other side of the street, Ethan is standing in the ring with a bouquet of flowers. The sinkhole is behind him. Alice approaches. Her hair is wet. It covers her face.
Ethan, did you do this?
She's looking at the ground.
Do what?
Alice looks up at Ethan. He looks smug.
My house.
She can see Ethan's teeth, perfectly white. He's smiling, but you can hear a low rumbling.
Yeah, it's not like a big deal or anything.
Alice looks away. Ethan's smile is perfect. Alice trembles. The rumbling is getting louder.
I hope I didn't fluster you, but I like you.
Tears stream down her face, but Alice isn't sad. Her eyes are filled with fire. The noise is almost deafening.
Hey, don't cry. It's okay, I've got you.
He puts his hand on her shoulder. Silence.
I got something that I think will make you feel a whole lot better.
Alice clenches her fist.
Come here.
Ethan moves in to kiss Alice and she punches him in the jaw.
Ow, what the?
Alice breaks his nose. All we can hear is Alice's fists breaking Ethan's body. There is no other sound.
Alice!
Ethan stumbles backwards. Alice kneels on his crotch, pinning him to the ground. He lies inches away from the edge of the sinkhole. She hits him again. Alice watches the blood coat Ethan's teeth. She hits him again. She considers every punch. She hits him again. Tears fall from Alice's emotionless face. She hits him again. The sky rumbles. She hits him again. The moon seems like it's almost within reach. She hits him again. Ethan tries to squirm away. Alice is faster. She hits him again. The ground beneath them cracks. Alice winds up for a final blow. The ground crumbles. Ethan, battered and bloodied, tumbles into the sinkhole, landing with a crack. Alice jumps backwards and clings to the unstable earth. For a moment, it seems like she can pull herself out, but the ground gives way. Alice slides into the sinkhole. Alice lands on something soft. She's alive and remarkably unscathed. She sits up, breathing heavily, and looks at what cushioned her fall. She landed on Ethan. He doesn't seem to mind. His eyes are open. Ethan's now less than perfect smile is permanently plastered on his face. Blood pours from the back of his head. Alice scrambles away from Ethan, screaming. The sudden movement causes dirt to slide down from the wall and cover his body. Alice bumps into something.
Miles?
Miles is lying in the sinkhole with one of his legs bent backwards. He is also smiling, but it's much friendlier than Ethan's rehearsed grin. Alice reorients herself to face him. She looks over Miles' broken body. He's still breathing. Alice takes his hand.
What happened to you?
Miles doesn't respond. It doesn't seem like he can hear her. Alice tries to lift him, revealing a small black notebook beneath him. Alice collapses into the mud, unable to support Miles' weight.
Shit.
Alice looks into the sky. The moon seems inches away. The world is definitely going to end soon. Alice grabs the notebook from under Miles' body and flips through the pages. It's filled with doodles of varying seriousness. One page is home to crude stick figures trying on different silly hats. Another holds a near-perfect rendition of Falker from The Never-Ending Story. Yet another shows a painstakingly detailed picture frame without anything inside. Alice stops to admire a sketch of herself. The likeness is almost exact, but her chin is a little too big and her nose a little too small, although this does not really take away from the impressiveness of the illustration. Alice smiles. The rain stops as she flips through more pages. She stops. The smile fades. It's a drawing of Alice and Janet holding each other. There's a caption. Aw, look at you two. Alice closes the notebook and puts it aside. She gazes up at the sky and holds back tears. She looks at where she is now. Miles' limbs bending in odd directions, Ethan smiling up at the moon while he fades away. She pauses. Alice takes a deep breath, musters up all her strength.
No.
It's almost quiet enough to be a whisper, but it is not said with weakness. There is power in Alice's final word. Alice surveys the walls of the sinkhole. There are a few roots poking through the dirt. They seem like they could be strong enough to hold her weight. She tries jumping, but can only get an inch or two into the air because of her foot. Alice pauses, looks at her boot. She lifts her leg and kicks the wall as hard as she can, digging her boot into the dirt wall and yelping with pain. She clenches her jaw and silences herself. Alice lifts herself using her makeshift foothold and grabs the root. She laughs triumphantly. Alice pulls her boot out of the wall and kicks it into a higher spot, allowing her to reach another root. The climb is slow. Alice kicks the wall again. Every time she moves, she only lifts herself up a few more inches. She pulls herself up. She does the same motion over and over again. Kick, pull, kick, pull, kick, pull. She's making noticeable progress. Kick, pull, kick, pull, kick, pull. Her breathing is heavy. Her arms are shaking. Kick, pull, kick, pull, kick, pull. Escape is within reach. Kick. Alice can barely pull herself up anymore. Pull. The weight of the metal attached to her foot is taking its toll. Kick. She's so close. Pull. Just one more should do it. Kick. Her arms stretch out toward the edge of the sinkhole, towards freedom. She just needs to lift herself up a little bit. She can do this, just one last push. She takes a deep breath. Pull. Alice is out of the sinkhole. The sky is on fire. There are only moments left before the moon crashes into the earth. Alice pays it no mind. She stumbles away from the sinkhole and collapses into the middle of the street. Alice lies on her back, closes her eyes, and smiles. Everything goes dark. Fade out.
Thank you so much for playing my game.